Hey everyone, today we're diving into the fascinating world of large language models, or LLMs, and how they're revolutionizing the way we interact with text. Now, before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now, imagine having a tool that can read a lengthy document and summarize it for you in just a few sentences. It sounds like magic, right? Well, that's exactly what we'll be creating today. So, whether you're a student, a budding programmer, or someone who's just curious about AI, this video will open up a world of possibilities. So, first off, what are large language models? In simple terms, LLMs are super smart computer programs which are designed to understand, generate, and work with human language. If you've ever heard of ChatGPT or Bard or Gemini, those are all examples of LLMs. Think of them as giant brains that have read more books, articles, and websites than you can imagine. Because they've seen so many examples of how language is used, they can do incredible things like write stories, answer questions, and yes, even summarize texts. Think of them as calculators, except instead of dealing with math and numbers, they deal with words, letters, essays, poems, articles, and anything language related. Another cool thing about LLMs is how they learn. They're trained on vast amounts of text data, learning patterns, and structures of language. This process helps them grasp the meaning behind words and sentences, allowing them to generate text that feels surprisingly human. Now, for our project, we're going to be creating a tool that uses an LLM to summarize long pieces of text. So why is this useful? Well, it can save hours of reading and it can help you quickly get the gist of any document or article. So for our tool, we'll be exploring the T5 model. Now this is a type of LLM that is specifically designed for tasks like summarization. It can capture the essence of a text and rephrase it in a much simpler and more concise way. First things first, we have to import the necessary libraries. Torch is the powerhouse behind many LLMs, and Transformers provides us access to pre-trained models such as T5, which we're going to be using for summarization. So let's just run that to import all of our libraries. And now we're going to be loading the T5 small model along with its tokenizer. What this tokenizer is going to do is it's going to break down this text into different pieces that the model can understand, while the model is the kind of like the brain itself that will generate our summaries. We'll talk a little bit more about tokenization in a couple of minutes. So in this example, we'll be using a Wikipedia article about the United States Declaration of Independence as a sample text to summarize. So in this cell, we're really just initiating this variable over here. And now for the good part, we can tokenize our actual text. This step is crucial because it translates our document into a format that T5 can work with. It's like chopping up the text into bite-sized pieces. Now if we run this, our text has been tokenized and it's stored in this variable inputs. So this is basically the prompt that we're going to be giving to the AI for it to summarize our article. Now, here's where the magic happens. The model is going to take our tokenized text and it's going to craft a summary. It's using its training to figure out what's most important in the text and how to phrase the text in a brief way. So what we're doing here is we're using the model.generate method. We're setting the max and the maximum and minimum lengths. Those are completely up to you. They're very flexible. If you want a short summary or a large summary, that's up to you. A lot of these other parameters are just there to help calibrate the model into whatever we want it to be. And then finally, we're going to decode this and basically extract the actual summary from this variable. So now that we've done that, what we can do is we can print our summary. And as you can see here, the AI has wrote that the Declaration of Independence was adopted unanimously by the 56 delegates. It explains why the 13 colonies, blah, 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 blah. So all of basically this entire summary. And voila, this basically just prints out the summarized version of our text. It's kind of like having a personal assistant who reads an entire article for you and just tells you the key points. Now, you may have noticed that the quality of the summary is good, but it's not perfect. Because even if you just look at the capitalization or the punctuation, but it could also be a lot more thorough. There are many LLMs out there, and each of them have their own pros and cons. The most widely used and accepted model is from ChatGPT. You've probably heard of it before, and for this example, we'll be using a model called GPT 3.5 Turbo. To use this, we have to first install and then import the OpenAI library, which includes a lot of tools for integrating ChatGPT into our very own code here. Now, the API key is like a secret passcode which OpenAI uses to verify who you are. You can easily obtain this by signing up for an OpenAI account and then generating an API key. There are a few extra steps in that process, but once you've got the key, you can copy and paste it into your variable here. Now, of course, since this is supposed to be a private key, I will be disabling my own key here after I upload this video, just for privacy reasons. Next, the API endpoint here is the location where OpenAI grabs ChatGPT's response from. Think of it as a street address where your package is being picked up and delivered straight to you. And this package here is carrying the model's summary of our text. Next, the temp variable here stands for temperature, which isn't actually how hot or cold a room is, but it basically determines the randomness of our model. It's a variable, and the range is from a scale of 0 to 2. The higher you set the temperature to, the more random and creative the AI's response will be, while at the same time, if you set the value to like 0, the responses are going to be like the same every time, and it will be way too dry in the actual content. So to get a good balance here, I've set it to 1. Now, let's run this cell and basically define this function, which we're going to be using in a couple seconds. So now we can finally input GPT 3.5 as the model name and then use our function from before to generate a summary. Let's run this. And as you can see, the summary that this has generated is a lot more detailed and a lot better to read now. So just go ahead and just take a look at this. This is like the average ChatGPT summary. It explains the significance of the article and then the summary. So that's pretty much it. To wrap this up, we've seen just how powerful LLMs are and how we can make our lives so much easier by automating a lot of the comprehension and understanding that we have to do every day. Whether it's for school, work, or just keeping up with the news, this tool can save you a ton of time. Remember, this is just one example of what LLMs can do. The possibilities here are basically endless, and as technology advances, who knows what will come next. So stay curious, keep learning, and explore the incredible world of AI. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so we can get to 200 subscribers soon, as I have a special video planned for that. That was it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video.